I was so wrong about Illuvium, and my mind has been blown by that overworld stream the other day, and I just have to talk about it. Trust me, I've got three major points I'm going to be going over, and the last one is obviously the most important, so stick through to the end. This is all going to be really valuable of what I've seen in a variety of different spaces and how I see this playing out. Firstly, the game isn't marketed to crypto people. That is really important, and the first time a Web3 game is actually doing that. It's marketed to everyone. You can see that from the website, from the way they portray the game. Their goal is to have people be able to enter the game and play long before they even need to know what a wallet is. That is all key to engaging with regular people, is that the game has to compete with Web2 gaming. And from what we saw in that stream, obviously it will be in the description down below, please like and subscribe, you guys get the point. From what we've seen in that stream, it's going to happen. I believe hundreds of millions of players are going to enter the game, and I know what I'm saying sounds ridiculous, but just hear me out. Much like Pokemon, it is being built to stand the test of time. Pokemon has lasted over 20 years because it's quite unique. It's a formula now, but it built the formula itself. It's a collectathon style game, so on and so forth. But the thing was, every creature felt unique, and every creature had its own thing, and it just felt really wonderful to go out there and capture them all. Illuvium is building this ecosystem. From what we saw in the overworld, obviously Illuvials won't be roaming around the overworld yet, but if you take World of Warcraft and you added Illuvium graphics to it, you would be mind blown, right? To see Illuvials and things like come out of bushes and kind of walk around and do their own thing, it truly, the way the overworld's portrayed and the way they're structuring it and creating it, it feels like, I know it's a while away, but it feels like it's around the corner, if that makes sense. It feels like that is definitely going to happen, and that is what I'm talking to here. The regions, the Illuvials, they both feel extremely unique, which is a good test of standing the test of time. Everything feels alive, and the cinematic is never ever boring. When you play the game and you're seeing all the upgrades they're doing to the Ramfire's Omega ability and all those sorts of things, it will always feel super cinematic and super flashy and super... You guys get what I'm saying. This could seriously be the start of the next Pokemon. Now, I've always said that I don't like to compare it to Pokemon, but after seeing this, I just can't help it. The landscapes and everything feel so grand. It feels like we've gone past Pokemon. We've gone to the start of World of Warcraft, but adding Pokemon into the mix, while adding creatures that walk around that you can capture, train, battle with, and all the rest of it, just feels like the cherry on top to a world that's being built that the likes of gaming hasn't actually seen before. This is on par with your top level games. Games, not crypto games, games, which is what's going to set it apart, right? So that is the last point I'm bringing to you now. It is not just competing with teamfight tactics. It is competing with World of Warcraft. All the blockouts are complete, and you can see the scale of this game. That was always something that was a concern to me. Exploring a thing for 1 hour, it doesn't take you that long to run from one end to the other in an hour of a game, right? But the scale, the height, the elevation, all the different varieties of plants and animals and, well, not animals, but things that are going to make it feel super alive is really important. The first thing anyone asks me when I say a new RPG is coming out, they ask me, how long is it going to take you to beat that game? That is all they care about. Most of the time, this relates to the scale of the map. Now, Pokemon's maps are quite small. They're not too small, but they're relatively boring. What makes them amazing is the ability to shiny hunt, all the post-game content, capturing perfect Pokemon, capturing multiples of a Pokemon to breed them together or to explore with them and to see all the different varieties. That aspect is now being added into a game that has a large scale. So you just took your large map, your large everything that people love from RPGs, you added everything people love from collectathon, creature collecting games such as Pokemon, and I can really see that they've come together and they're going to continue coming together for the long term. This is a big scale and a big vision, but I never really thought about this as a more than a 5 to 10 year vision. But now that I can see these and the worlds that they've created in such a short amount of time, I know that this 5 to 10 year vision stands the test of time, and becomes the next large monster collecting game. I don't think it's going to necessarily dethrone Pokemon, but I think you're going to be seeing a lot of plushies in your local merchandise stores over the next 10 years, right? And that is what I would call success.